Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Antichess Lore. And it has been a crazy week. We've had a number of startling revelations about some players who were caught doing some naughty things. And not just ordinary users, but some of the best well-known names in Antichess have now been banned by the moderators. How did this happen? So I'm going to go through a few things about the story, what happened and why, and we'll try to get to the bottom of this and hopefully we can learn something by the end. And I will just begin by making a couple of comments here. So this episode is about cheating, and what we've shocked to discover is some very strong players were discovered cheating in various different ways by moderators on Lichess. So a little bit about cheating in general. We probably have all experienced it one time or another, even if we haven't realized it. Unfortunately, the internet means that it's very difficult to verify if somebody is using their own skills to play without the aid of any assistance such as computer engines. And even though there are advanced techniques to detect these things, they can go unnoticed for some time. So what I want to talk about really are just the facts. I've compiled a bunch of evidence and talked to moderators and other users about what's been happening the last week. I'm only going to offer the facts. I'm not going to offer any opinions or condemn the characters of any users. I've put John Hammond here, so if anybody knows who that is, the movie Jurassic Park, there's a great quote from him, and he says, I don't blame people for their mistakes, but I do ask that they pay for them. So, you know, like there's been some mistakes and people may have cheated. It doesn't mean they're a really bad person or horrible or gonna have a slippery slope to do other awful things, but there are consequences for cheating, and these users are gonna find that out by being banned. The next point is, you might think, is it just weak players that cheat? They want to be strong. Well, contrarily, some of the strongest players that we've known, and I believe that all of these top players that were banned are all really, really top players in their own right. There was no need for them to cheat. They were all perfectly capable of doing very well. However, sometimes the ego gets in the way or they just can't stand to lose. So I got some examples, you know, some of the top athletes, Lance Armstrong for cycling, John Jones in UFC martial arts. These guys did not need to cheat, but they did. And they got caught and the consequences were bad. So obviously the actions aren't always black and white. Cheating once is not the same as cheating 100 times, but unfortunately the consequences are. It's kind of like on an exam, if you need 60% to pass, then getting 59 is the same as getting 0. So in this case, it's the same. If you cheat once, it's the same as cheating many times. You will be caught and there will be punishment for these things. Lastly, if you suspect somebody of cheating, it's much better to contact the moderators immediately, whether it's on chess.com or on Lichess. They should be able to deal with it. It's better than publicly trying to accuse somebody. We do not want to make a habit of this and falsely accuse people. And also, I mean, even in one instance, there was a user that got caught, he was banned, and another user really gave him a send-off, used some colorful language, and you know who you are. But the next day, that user was also banned for cheating. So it's hypocrisy. Better not air these things in public. Just contact the moderators. That's their job. Okay, but now let's get into who has cheated and how this has happened. So you might have noticed this is the screen I opened on. And I'm going to start with Mr. Haggis. Mr. Haggis was just about the #1 player for Antichess for a period of nearly a year. And so this is startling revelation. I mean, it's like, imagine if we found out, oh yeah, Magnus Carlsen was cheating the whole time. Absolutely shocking. But that said, there were a number of people in the community that always suspected something was not quite right with Mr. Haggis. And this is the game I've got. And you can see yourself, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10's comment, oh, rookie one's most natural move. Now, this was a very serious game against a very strong player, Finslov. You see the time here, 39 seconds each. And in the space of less than 2 seconds, Mr. Haggis bangs out this rookie one move, which looks incredible. Look how dangerous this looks with these squares and coming across with all the pawns, and that move just looks lost, even if you look at it for 5-10 seconds, even for strong players. So to bang that out in 1 second and for it to be not only good, but probably one of the better moves was very suspicious to some of the top players. And that was just one instance. So the funny thing is that Haggis was actually banned for cheating in normal chess. Haggis was apparently also a very strong normal chess player. And that was where the ban came from. But, you know, if you cheat on one thing and there's strong evidence of cheating elsewhere, you kind of connect the dots sometimes. And this was one of those times. So Mr. Haggis has departed. And he was not the only one. This was just the first of many shocking revelations to come. So after Haggis, mere days after this, the moderators really went on a rampage and absolutely culled some of the, well, probably about 20 people got banned. But what was spectacular was just some of the, how high rated some of these people were. So another one, the next one I'm going to talk about, this guy had actually cheated before. So, I mean, surprise, surprise, he was found cheating again. He used to go by the name Forget Not. And he even apologized for cheating. This was the second time he'd been caught. And he even, you can see here, says, I started using Stockfish. Why? Why did he cheat? Well, he said, I guess some sad piety for myself not being able to take a loss. There's many different reasons why people cheat, but it seemed like this guy came out and he basically apologized, moved on, and was one of the leaders of the community and has now been banned again. So a real shame. Next. So the memes kind of started because all these bans happened very quickly. And I'll just quickly go through these. The next one was Never Smart Enough. And actually, I'll go back. This image is pretty important. This was the yearly anti-chess event. So one of the biggest events going around, even bigger than Shields. The yearly event, all top 3 players here, Mr. Haggis, Never Smart Enough, and Om11, all got banned. Incredible. They're all banned. They're all cheating. So Never Smart Enough, you know, again, all 3 of these are probably really talented people, but they did get caught cheating. So why? In this case with Never Smart Enough, apparently he used a special engine that was not detected so easily. So there are measures to detect Stockfish play pretty simply, but there was another program called Fritz Giveaway, and it was not able to be detected so easily. So it took some time to prove this, but eventually it was done. And Never Smart Enough is another victim of, well, probably not victim's the wrong word, but probably the propagator. Next is so he played a game against Tugger and cheat detected. Again, he can play really fast anti-chess, and we're talking hyper 30 seconds a game very well. So it's not like we're saying he's a weak player, but again, we found this instance where he cheated. So that's it. We can't tolerate the cheating. And it was detected and was banned. This brings me to Yabba Dabba Do. So this guy, I put this up because he was a really polarizing figure. Basically, Yabba was the guy that everybody loved to hate. He was a bit of a troll. He loved to taunt people. He knew he was really good, and he would rile people up about it. So he's made all these comments, oh yeah, some Pats are doing this, and this one's hilarious. He goes, oh, I've been chat banned. Can I sue Lichess? Yeah, all right, real mature, mate. You know, these sort of comments, he said, yeah, thanks, Einstein. This is a very regular basis. I mean, Yabba was a really polarizing figure. And I don't mind personally. I think it's just trolling is just a bit of fun, a bit of banter, but he did irritate many people. So as a result, people weren't really going to stand up for him when the accusations finally came. So finally, he did admit, oh, well, I did cheat in classical, but he was really objecting to cheating in anti-chess. And it doesn't matter. I mean, he even, the night of the ban, I was one of the people, I watched him live stream. So I saw his face, I saw the screen, I saw him play Tugger a few games of Antichess 960. He actually won the series. But what does that show? Yeah, well, of course it shows you're a great player, but it doesn't disprove you cheated. And one of the mods was absolutely adamant he did on multiple times. So you just can't argue with that. And this was just kind of, and Kex is going, well, you made too many enemies. I've lost too much IQ points from talking to you, so I'm not really going to defend you anyway. And fair enough. You know, if the moderators have said something, you deny it, well, you're not the only one. Never Smart Enough denied it. Forget Not, who was Absent Omen, also denied it. But, you know, the mods are there for a reason. They're there to make those decisions, and that's it. We got to stand by that. They can appeal the appeal process. If they want to try to prove their innocence, that's fine. That's not up to the community. It's not up to us to judge them or to make those decisions. They just happen. This was a bit of a shock to me. Never mind again. He's a great guy. One of my favorite players, but you'll see he had actually closed his account, and this little violation has come up after the fact. So after talking to the mods, I did find out he was caught cheating and then closed his account. And yep, so he was also another guilty one. Again, I don't know how many times this happened. Like, it could have happened one time, could happen 10 times, but it doesn't matter. If you've cheated, then that's it. Your account's gone, and you should have a very long period to reflect on what you've done. So these accounts have now gone. You can see violated terms of service. They're effectively banned. They were the top players. There were more. There were a few more, actually, even the top 100. Also banned for various reasons. And I mean, one of the players that was banned was a really stupid reason. I mean, he suspected of playing a cheater, so he decided to cheat against the cheater and was banned. Well, it's not really the right approach. The right approach, of course, is to contact the mods. Why cheat back? It was a bit silly of him, but I do feel bad for that particular guy. But and not only these other strong players, there was another player, atomic player, who was also banned, not for cheating in atomic, but for cheating classical. And again, he denies it, but that's it. The mods make a decision. Feel free to appeal, but these are the facts. So that's what's kind of rocked the community. And we're talking half a dozen of the strongest players are now gone. They're banned for quite a while, maybe a year, or maybe they might appeal. But it's a really good lesson to all of us. Even if you're tempted, just don't. There's no point using an engine for what? For ego reasons. Just play, lose a game, learn something. It's all fun. We're all just playing for fun. And to kind of finish off, this is what Flo has just said to people. The mods have now cleaned things out and they've been banned. Let's just move on. Let's move on and enjoy Antichess. And hopefully this will just be a lesson for people. Even if you're thinking about it, don't. And from now on, we're going to have a safer place. You shouldn't have to worry about playing a cheater now. The mods are really going to be looking at things very carefully, and hopefully we can all move on and keep some good games. And, our events will continue. Antichess keeps growing all the time. World Championships coming up soon, and so on. So that's the story. And again, just finally, try not to have too much judgment about people's characters. They should be punished for the mistakes, and just leave it at that. And that's it for me. So thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you next time.